The state of Utah will not make you subsidize your ex-spouse's lover. So if you can prove that your ex is cohabiting, a court will terminate your ex's alimony payments forever. My name's Shane Johnson. I'm a former journalist, a private investigator, and an attorney based here in Salt Lake City. I've been asked by Utah Family Law LC to talk to you about the legal standards for cohabitation and cohabitation investigations. So what exactly is cohabitation? At its simplest, cohabitation is the legal term for an intimate relationship between two adults that will terminate an alimony order. In order to prove cohabitation, at a bare minimum, you have to be able to prove that your ex-spouse lives in a common household with another adult and that they share a sexual relationship. But you also have to prove that they have a relationship similar to a husband and wife. As to this last element, trying to prove that the ex-spouse is living akin to husband and wife with someone else, courts consider a lot of different factors. So what types of evidence can prove some of these factors? Well, as to the romantic involvement, it can be simply documenting hugging and kissing, candlelight dinners, or any appearance of intimacy or affection. And generally these can be documented in public. As to sexual relationships, although this is self-evident, it's also seemingly difficult to prove. But indirect evidence of sexual relationships can be readily available in certain circumstances. Without going into too much detail, people talk. Now, sharing a common household. Here you have to prove that your ex-spouse shares a household with another person, not that they simply live together as roommates. That is to say that they don't have their individual spaces within the household. They actually share the household collectively. Shared expenses. This can be proven through joint ownership of property, joint responsibility for paying bills, or even joint bank accounts. Shared decision making. This can run the gamut from all of the types of decisions that a husband and wife would usually make together, whether to take certain jobs, whether to move residences, whether to take vacations, where to take vacations, how to raise children, how to deal with children. If any evidence of this can be shown, it's likely that you can prove cohabitation. Another factor is shared space within the household. The most direct evidence of this would be that your ex-spouse shares a bedroom with somebody else. But there might be other ways to show this as well. And as to shared meals, this is something that generally families sit down for a family meal. If this happens regularly, this would be indicative of cohabitation as well. Now that you know what you need to prove cohabitation, how do you get the evidence to prove it? I can't stress enough that you shouldn't try to do that yourself. While investigating your own case might be perfectly legal, it also might open you up to criminal stalking charges or civil stalking injunctions. A licensed private investigator is exempt from these laws. You'll probably need to hire a private investigator. Generally, an ex-spouse who's cohabiting will try to keep it a secret. Private investigators are trained and equipped to uncover those secrets. So what exactly can a private investigator do? PI has techniques and resources that can produce hard evidence of property ownership, living arrangements, and financial information. These are exactly the types of evidence the courts look for to terminate alimony payments. In these types of cases, time is usually of the essence. Time wasted can be money lost. Generally speaking, you can't recover alimony that's already been paid. You can only recover alimony paid after you file for a modification of a divorce decree. So in the end, you might be asking, what's in it for you? Well, you'll probably get the peace of mind of knowing that you're not subsidizing your ex's rock and roll lifestyle. But if you actually suspect that your ex is cohabiting, a modest investment now to prove it could save you thousands of dollars, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in the long run. So if you're paying alimony and you suspect your ex is cohabiting, you can call Utah Family Law for a free consultation. You have nothing to lose by exploring your options, but you might have a lot more to lose if you don't.